Hello, my name is Summer Jones and I'm one of the South Orange Village trustees. Thank you for joining us today for Storytime Saturday, which is a Black History Month event. Today I'm going to be reading to you Mr. and Lady Day, Billie Holiday and the Dog Who Loved Her, written by Amy Novesky and illustrated by Vanessa Brantley Newton. Now sit back and relax as I read you this amazing book. Thank you so much. Mr. and Lady Day, Billie Holiday and the Dog Who Loved Her, written by Amy Novesky and illustrated by Vanessa Brantley Newton. Billie Holiday loved to sing. As a girl, she sang along to her favorite songs on a borrowed gramophone. She dreamed of being a star. And a star she became, the Great Lady Day. But sometimes stars don't feel like shining. They need someone to listen. That's what friends are for. Lady Day's dogs were her best friends of all. There were lots of dogs in Lady Day's life. The poodle she carried in her coat pocket and the brown and white beagle. The Chihuahuas, Chiquita and Pepe, she fed with a baby bottle. There was a Great Dane named Gypsy and the wire-haired terrier, Bessie May Mucho, who wagged her tail like a metronome. Raja Ravoy, the sad mutt she gave the grandest name, would wander off, but he would always find his way home. And then there was a boxer named Mr. Mr. and Lady Day were rarely apart. She knit him sweaters and cloaked him in a mink coat. She cooked for him and took him on midnight walks. She sang to him, "Sugar, I call my baby Sugar." Mr. was Lady's favorite. Someday she'd have a house in the country filled with dogs. Life would be good. Mr. was there. He always was. When Lady performed at glamorous Harlem clubs, Mr. sat beside her before the show. Porters brought him plates of thick steak and bowls of water. Later, he stayed with Lady in her dressing room while she pinned flowers in her hair. He kept fans at a polite distance. When it was time for her to sing, Mr. would lead a nervous Lady to the stage and wait for her in the wings. Lady was famous for singing the blues, but the sadness of her songs didn't matter to Mr. As long as he could hear her, he was happy. Then just when her career was at the top, Lady got into trouble. She had to leave home for a year and a day, and Mr. couldn't come. Lady knew what it was like to be left, and it made her heart sick. She promised Mr. she'd be home soon. But when she looked into his sad eyes, she wasn't sure she'd ever see him again. While Lady was gone, she wrote letters and knit sweaters, but she did not sing. Singing was about feeling, and she didn't feel a thing. When it was finally time to return, she wondered if Mr. would be there. Would he remember her at all? Then there he was, running down the platform. Mr. leaped on Lady, knocking her down. Someone screamed and everyone scattered. But soon a crowd gathered. "It's Billie Holiday!" And Lady's homecoming was as bright as a paparazzo's flashbulb. Lady couldn't go home just yet. On the front porch at a friend's farm, she rehearsed. It was time for her to sing again, whether she felt like it or not. In just 10 days, she'd have her biggest show ever at New York City's Carnegie Hall. Lady was afraid. She heard the rumor that the great Billie Holiday was through. Was it true? On the night of the big show, the concert hall glowed. At midnight, the house lights dimmed and a spotlight as full as the moon appeared. Slowly, Lady Day walked to center stage, the hall so quiet you could hear her heels click. Lady trembled. Where was Mister? Was he waiting in the wings? As the band notes began, Lady lifted her chin, and when the great Billie Holiday sang, everyone and a big dog held their breath and listened. And I'm thinking if you were mine, I'd never let you go. Billie Holiday was born on April 7th, 1915, and died on July 17th, 1959. She was one of the greatest jazz singers who ever lived. She did not have a big voice like some of her contemporaries. Instead, Billie's voice was delicate and bittersweet. She loved sad songs and sang them with great feeling. Throughout her career, she was known as Lady Day, a name given to her by one of her closest friends, jazz musician Lester Young. In addition to being a breathtaking singer, Billie had an arresting sense of style. Big, fragrant gardenias framed her face, and a proud dog was often by her side. Despite achieving fame, Billie's life was not always a happy one. When she was a girl, her father abandoned her, and her mother worked away from home, leaving Billie behind. As an adult, she suffered from a drug addiction, and at the peak of her career was sentenced to 1 year in prison for drug possession. While she was gone, she refused to sing because she said, "I didn't feel a thing." But on March 27, 1948, just days after her homecoming, she performed a sold-out show at New York City's prestigious Carnegie Hall before a crowd of thousands. So many people came to see her sing. In fact, that extra seats were added on the stage. Billie performed more than 30 songs and wore not just one dress, but changed into another at intermission, pinning her signature white flowers in her hair. In spite of her troubles that would follow her until the day she died at the age of 44, the great Lady Day shone like a star that memorable night. Whether Mr. attended this performance is not documented, but he was by Lady's side at other venues, keeping her company and calming her before she sang. The story's last line is inspired by a famous poem called "The Day Lady Died" by Frank O'Hara, and the lyrics that follow it are from the song "But Beautiful." Additional lyrics are from the song "Sugar." Thank you.